Florence Nightingale, the mother of modern nursing, once said that nursing is an art. It requires an exclusive devotion and as hard a preparation as any painter's or sculptor's work. And the Atoka Alumni Association's 2013 Hall of Fame inductee, Nancy Hurd Myers, is a true artist in the field of nursing. Nancy Hurd Myers was born in Stringtown, Oklahoma, to Asa and Gertrude Hurd. She was the youngest of 4 children, and her parents worked hard to raise their growing family. Her father, a farmer, and her mother, an LPN at Dr. Cotton's office in Atoka, knew that living closer to Atoka would be more economically feasible, so in 1951, her father took a job at Wyrick's Lumber Company and they moved to town. Nancy enrolled at Atoka Public Schools during her 8th grade year, and she was now officially a Wampus Cat. Nancy's transition to maroon and gold was an easy one. Her family lived on B Street, and so did many of her classmates. Instead of riding the bus to school, they would walk. Soon more friends would join the walking crew. They would cross the highway, pick up some more students, and by the time they walked to the high school, Nancy had her own herd of kids. In the winter, when the high school hill was snowy, Nancy and her friends would slide down the icy slopes, but always making sure to stop before they reached the highway. During her high school years, Nancy was involved in many activities such as pep club, band, National Honor Society. Her junior year, she was crowned as the homecoming queen, representing the class of 1955 with beauty and with grace. Upon graduation from Atoka High School, Nancy knew exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted to be a nurse like her role model and mentor, her mother. Her mom's words were inspiring, but her actions and compassion helped Nancy realize the importance of reaching out to others. Nancy was awarded a scholarship to Oklahoma Baptist University, where she obtained a Bachelor's of Science degree in nursing. While attending OBU, Nancy's coursework required that she do clinicals at Presbyterian Hospital in Oklahoma City. As a young nursing student, she had the opportunity to assist in all phases of the nursing program, but perhaps her favorite part was assisting in surgery, for it was in the operating room that her life was changed. She met a young medical student, and instead of asking her for a scalpel, he asked for her hand in marriage. And in 1960, she married Dr. Lynn Myers, and life got busy. From 1960 until 1962, Nancy was a lieutenant air evac nurse in the Air National Guard. Life got busier. In 1963, Nancy and Lynn began their family with a new baby boy. Dr. Myers' research led the family to Pasadena, California, and his research was completed after 6 months. The family then moved to New Orleans to continue his training in pathology, and then suddenly, there were 2. An unexpected change came for Nancy's growing family when Dr. Myers was drafted as an officer in the Vietnam War. The family had to move to San Antonio, and then there were 3. After the war, Nancy and Lynn moved to Galveston, where she obtained an MA degree in preventive medicine and community health at the University of Texas Medical Branch. And then there were 4. After moving back to Oklahoma City in 1971, Nancy applied to the doctoral program at OU Health Science Center. Her credentials and interview were so outstanding that she was immediately accepted. The committee never even looked at her transcript. She thought they just needed students. And then guess what? There were 5. 4 years later, Nancy took a leave of absence from her doctoral work because she was needed at home, because finally there were 6. Eventually, Nancy completed a PhD in counseling psychology, and in 1990, she returned to the world of nursing. Nancy taught nursing, worked at Deaconess Hospital as nursing standards coordinator, was a CPR instructor trainer, trained as a massage therapist, and even became a licensed private investigator. In 2003, Nancy retired from nursing, but even in retirement, she still remains busy. For 20 years, she has continued to be a volunteer at the Open Arms Free Clinic. She's a member of the Oklahoma Lung Council, the Salvation Army Auxiliary, providing gifts to children at Christmas, and the Oklahoma City Republicans Women's Club, where she works on Habitat for Humanity as well as literacy projects by donating books to school children. She facilitates freedom from smoking classes, where she is currently in her 52nd class taught since she began with the program in 1998. And of course, Nancy stays busy with her family. In addition to her 6 children, she has 14 wonderful grandchildren who love to stay at her house. And not just one at a time either. Although she has retired from the nursing profession, the love and compassion that Nancy learned from her mother continues as she touches the lives of those around her. Her strong faith and her belief that we are all fearfully and wonderfully made are the motivation for the 2013 Atoka Alumni Hall of Fame recipient, Nancy Hurd Myers.